Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the show. I'm glad to have you guys here. Today is the 10th, Monday, the 10th of February, 2020, and we're going to talk about Bitcoin. You know, I call it the giant elephant in the room. That's this virus in China. Now, I'm going to talk about this just for a minute and how it applies to Bitcoin. You know, once this virus actually gets loose in a community and there's too many people that they can't track, like how they tend to stop these sort of thing is they track each and every individual and they track who they've come in contact with. But once it's like it is in China right now, you got 40,000 people going this way, that way, and every which way. It's awful hard to stop it. You know, especially since a lot of the people don't show any symptoms for the first 14 days or so. So, I got something to show you guys. Let's get the chart started right here, and then we talk Bitcoin. I wanted to show you this. I drew this for you guys. This is China, this big red ball, right? And it represents the 1.4 billion people that are in China. An enormous population. Can you imagine 1.4 billion? I mean, the United States and Canada together, I think, what are they, about 400 million? China's like 3 times plus the amount of people in China. So, I got my calculator out, you know? I put in 1.4 billion, which is the population of China, and I put in the amount of people that China is saying has the virus, which is just over 40,000. And it means only one person out of every 34,000 people has the virus right now. No wonder they want to stop it. Look at what it's already done to their economy. But how many of you guys really believe that they are going to be able to stop it with all those people that have it running around this way and every which way, and even if they do contain them in those cities, still, I mean, people don't like to be contained. That's why they got bars on jails. You know what I mean? And all you need to do is just get one person that is not contained, and they can spread it to like 10 people, and then those 10 people can spread it to 100, and then 100 can spread it to 1,000. And then, I mean, it's a terrible situation, but I don't really see them. And as this grows, now picture it's a little red dot over to the left. That's what it is right now, the virus. Picture as it grows into more of the size of this big red ball on the right, as it spreads through the population in China. If it's already causing this much trouble right now with this little red dot, imagine as it starts to grow bigger and it starts to grow bigger in the Chinese population, the trouble it's going to cause. At a certain point, we're going to realize, hey, you know what? We've lost China. It's going to hit the markets, and it's going to hit them hard at a certain point. Let me get rid of this. So they're asking, Forbes here is asking, what's next for Bitcoin? Well, we got to consider what this virus is going to do. And personally, I think this virus is not shrinking. I watch it every single day. I go to this thing and I see the numbers keep going up. Right now it's 40,653. Let me refresh the page. Yeah, it's still 40,653. I see the numbers going up all the time on this thing. And I'm sitting there wondering to myself, hey, when's it going to stop? How high is it going to go? And anyway, 40,000 people in China. The way they put the red on this map, it makes it look like it's more than what it actually is, percentage of the Chinese population, but it could be wider spread. I don't know at this point. But it's going to have a super big effect upon the whole economy in general, and Bitcoin is going to go in one or two directions. Forbes, they're saying here, what's next for Bitcoin? They really don't know what's next for it. But they're thinking that it's probably going to go back up and try to cross $10,000 again. It seems like when it tries to cross $10,000, it gets trapped the first time. Well, the thing is there's probably an awful lot of sell orders. So first time it goes up and taps 10,000, it knocks back down a little bit, and it'll go up and try to knock on that door again. But we got to watch what's coming in the future as regards China and this virus. We got to watch that. We got to keep our eye on it. My tendency is to think that it's going to have a profound effect upon Bitcoin, either to the negative or to the positive. But I don't think Bitcoin is going to stay in this price range when things start to get worse with this virus. Okay? This is the overwhelming dominant theme that's going to affect all of the markets, not just Bitcoin and the cryptocurrencies, in the very near future, is this coronavirus. Now, in other news about this, German banks are applying to offer crypto custody and services. They can see crypto as a huge potential threat to their business. Their business is basically holding your money. They want to keep your money for you. Actually, when you give your money to the banks, it belongs to them then. So now they want to get a hold of your crypto. The thing about it is if you've got your own wallet and your own keys to your crypto, why are you going to give it to these crooks? But, you got 40 German banks here are applying to offer crypto custody and services. And they want to get right in there and keep doing what they've been doing all along with the fiat currencies, but they want to switch over and have crypto. It says a new law in the country permits banks to treat Bitcoin and Ethereum as stocks or bonds. Though the officials have not disclosed the name of the banks, they have said that the aim is to make Germany a go-to location for cryptocurrencies. So now they want to get all on board. There was a time not that long ago, I remember, back when if you had any crypto, they would cut ties with you, the banks. They said, we don't want nothing to do with you. You're a crypto person. We're not going to do any business with you any longer. And they were trying to cut crypto out. Now they want in. First they want out, now they want in. Oh my goodness. It says Handelsblatt, a local German newspaper, has reported that 40 licensed banks have applied to offer crypto custody and services. They must smell money on the crypto. They smell the money. That's the way with bankers. It's just like they're sniffing it out. They can just smell money coming into this. They can see that this is going to be the future, and they want to get in on the ground floor. They want to hold all your crypto for you. Well, the next thing that they'll do is start charging you a percentage every year to hold your crypto for you. They'll figure out some scam or another. What does it say here? It says this applies to tokens as well as the law defines cryptocurrencies very broadly as a digital representation of value that is not issued or guaranteed by central banks or by public authority. It's not necessarily attached to legal established currencies and does not possess a legal status of a currency or money, but is accepted by natural or legal persons as a means of exchange which can be transferred, stored, and traded electronically. They had to figure out how to peg it. They had to figure out what category it fits in and everything else, and then word it accordingly. I have to laugh at them. Anyway, they're right in there to get the money. They smell the money now. The German banks on board first. There must be, if they're getting a sniff of this, the money, you can take it to the bank, so to speak, that cryptocurrency is not going to go away. In fact, it is the wave of the future. Otherwise, these German banks wouldn't be right on to get a hold and have custody over your crypto. If it was just something that was going to die, they wouldn't care. They're right on, though. So this means that crypto is going to go up to the moon, probably, most likely. And they want to have it. They want to have all your crypto. Anyway, listen, guys. Got to keep our eye on what this virus does and how it's going to affect crypto, because I can see, looking out a couple weeks from now, maybe a couple weeks or maybe a month from now, this virus is going to get bigger. It's going to keep growing. It's been growing all along. It's been doubling every 6.2 days, I think it is, they said. And, of course, as it gets to a certain point, the real alarm bells are going to go off, and it's really going to start to affect the markets really bad in a negative way. And we got to see what crypto does when that starts to happen. Will it go up? Will it go down? I'm not exactly sure, but I do know that there's going to be panics in the market. You know, they're going to panic all at once. I know the markets have been made staying fairly stable and everything. That's because they're going on the premise that the Chinese are going to actually be able to control this. But what do you guys think? Do you guys think that the Chinese are actually going to be able to control this? With it being as catchy as what it is, as virulent as what it is? I mean, look at those cruise ships, for crying out loud. You know, I mean, probably one person had it, went on the cruise ship, and next thing you know, half of the people on the cruise ship have got the darn thing, you know? Um, I mean, that is catchy. You know, going back, I remember going back a few weeks ago, you know, when this was all starting, you know, and they were coming out and they were saying it only passes from animal to human. It doesn't pass from human to human, they were saying. They were saying we don't see any evidence that it passes from human to human. I remember them saying that. Only from animal to human, they were saying. You know? Well, it turns out that was a bunch of baloney, because not only does it pass from human to human, this stuff is like one person could get on board a cruise ship and everybody gets sick. I'd say, yeah, it's passed from human to human. Oh, my goodness. And so I think something like that, especially something that has like a 14-day dormant period where it's in your body and you're asymptomatic and you're going around, you're not even feeling that you have it, but you might be sneezing and stuff into the air, and people are catching it. And then they become asymptomatic, and then they go around and nobody knows they have it. How hard is that to stop, you know? And now that it's in China, and I showed you guys the potential it has just in China alone to grow. I mean, it's unbelievable, but it's true. It could grow 34,000 times bigger than it is now, just in China alone. Thank you guys for listening. Like and subscribe. Give me a thumbs up. And we're going to keep our eye on crypto. Bye-bye, guys.